So Bessent was on CNBC this morning for half an hour. Don't know if you heard that one, but he said, look, labor's flat. Not flat. He meant fine. In other words, he went into a long description of what's taking place in labor in terms of AI. He said all the things I've been saying. AI is part of it. The tip of the spear of AI is showing up. So we're seeing a little bit of softness in labor because AI is taking those jobs. He talked about the migration. He talked about that retail is obviously strong right now. We had big, great numbers this morning. He also said inflation is under 2%, so he must be looking at trueflation instead of the numbers that the CPI is putting out.
Yeah, he's talked about looking at trueflation before.
Right. So I think he's thinking that he's basically saying business is ready to go, and he then echoed Tom Lee, maybe not knowing he was echoing Tom Lee, that what we really need right now from this cut is housing, durables, light manufacturing, the small caps, the financials, the regional.
I can say it better. We need a softening in the credit markets.
Right. So that all of those lagging parts of the market can catch up.
Well, I don't know so much so that they can catch up,
or get
more
going.
so they can get going, so they can get activated. Yeah. When you say catch up, it makes it sound like pricing wise, right? Because
no,
if you lower rates, you're going to create more.
I'm talking about they've been in recession for years now.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need a loosening of the credit markets. And again, when you hear the word loosening, you think, oh no, that's not good. Not saying loosen, but we need a little bit of a reprieve. We need a slow drip of opening up the credit market so that we can get more we need to lower the days on market for housing. We need to give people some reprieve on their monthly bill. Look, we're clearly in a market where it's weird. I'm sure at some point in history we've had a market like this when it comes to housing, but not in my lifetime.
No.
And the reason I say that is because it's not so much a supply demand thing. Which is weird. It's there's more demand than there is supply.
Right.
Even though there's a bunch of supply on the market.
Yes.
The problem is affordability.
Right.
So if you stair step this, is it supply demand? No. We've got more demand than supply. But let's look down. Okay. But there's a bunch of supply out there. So it should feed the demand. Well, no, because it's too expensive. Okay. So we should lower the prices. Well, there's your next problem, is that the people who are selling, they don't need to sell. They can wait.
Right.
Because what are they going to get into?
Exactly.
So they can be patient. They don't have to do anything.
Right.
So the only thing, everything is just sitting there like static.
Yes.
And you need something to move things. And that's where the interest rates can help. Taxes aren't changing, maybe in Florida, but taxes aren't going away anytime soon.
Right.
Insurance, California and Florida, they're not changing anytime soon.
Right.
As much as we all want to, even if they do over time, it's going to be slow. The only thing that can be immediate will be interest rates.
Right.
Because again, people like me, people like you, even if we want to sell one of our properties, we don't need to right now. We can just rent it out. We'll wait. I'd rather wait 3 years and sell in an up market than now. Why would I do that? I'd rather take less rent than sell in this market.
Right. Exactly.
So
yeah, and that you've hit the nail on the head, and that even applies to the builders, because the builders who also have a lot of supply right now, in the past, it takes like a year and a half before they get desperate. They've only been in a slow period for about 6 months at this point in terms of being oversupplied. So they would need another year of this before they would start getting desperate. So it's yeah.
And even more of the irony is that they're pulling back now.
Yeah, right.
So they're just pulling back all right, well, we just won't build as much right now.
Yeah.
And we'll focus on what we have, and you know, for the bigger companies, it works great. And, you know, I don't know. We're in a very stagnant housing market.
Right.
And I think if you can get rates down into the mid to low fives,
Yep.
you're gonna see
Okay.
deals flow like crazy. Yeah.
100%.